I'm Lancashire lad, welcome back to another video. So you join me today at Gill, just outside Appletreewick in the Yorkshire Dales Country Park. There's a couple of sheep knocking around here. They've all got lambs, so I'm trying to keep my distance a little bit. But what we're doing today is a larking of a different kind. We don't have to pottery or bottles or anything like that. We've come looking for crystals. And the place I'm at is quite rich in minerals. It's an old lead seam that runs the length of the, well, half the length of the Pennines, I presume. Goes from around the Abbey way, all the way through Appletreewick, all the way through Bolton Abbey. It goes up off into Grassington that way. Just behind me, you can actually follow the lead mine trail if you wish to. It's a decent walk. I believe it's about 30 miles. I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but I do believe it's quite a big one. So yeah, the plan is today is to head down to Gill. We're going to look at some workings. We're going to look at some, well, we're going to look at the valley that the little streams carve through Gill, and hopefully find some crystals, because that's what we're here for. When they were digging the lead from the mines, they found fluorspar and a lot of quartz. So what we're going to do, we're going to head this way down into the valley, follow the stream all the way down into Gill, which is just here, and then up and into the Gill lead mine. Now, these are new workings. I've not been to these ones before, although we've had plenty of time. I've just never explored them. We've got a hard hat to explore the mine with, and yeah, let's go. So we've just come down the valley, guys. We've just entered Loft House Wood. So this tiny little plantation, planted in 2016. And then if you just see there, you'll just see the first of the workings, which we're going to explore. And across here, at this area, there used to actually be a dam. If you look on the old maps, 1914, back to 1895, I believe it is. There's actually showing a dam on here. You can see the outcrops. This is where they found the lead ore, and they chased them into the hillside. There's workings that go up, like scars of the workings that go up here. Sorry, and they come down right here. So we'll scour these little mud piles. We'll look at this house and see if we can't have any luck finding a few crystals. We'll check the river as well, because I have it in good authority that there's quite a few little bits knocking around. So we'll get across this little stream, and I'll bring you back once we get up there. I'll see you in a bit. Right, so this is what's called the office. As you can tell, would have had a steel corrugated roof. There's remains of a little fireplace there. Probably wouldn't have got up into the flue. Like bit of an oven type thing. There's no fireplace there, that's just collapsed. And there's a window. So it would have all been a small shack. You can see quite clearly now these seams they were chasing for the lead. And there's one that runs all the way, sorry, get my finger out of the way. Just make it out all the way up here. So this is the office. I believe they ceased mining here in about the 60s. It's been ages since I've done research on this place, so it's a little bit hazy, but I'll definitely put some in after. And these, well, this is what remains of the old dam walls. So it's natural fed by a little stream that comes in just over here, and that runs off from I think it's called Grimwith Reservoir, just further up. I've actually been there. It's quite if you're after a nice walk around the reservoir, that's a decent one for you. But we're here for the spoil piles, because that's where they would have thrown all the little bits out. Signs are good. There's plenty of quartz rock everywhere, and we're not necessarily after the quartz, we're after the fluorspar or fluorite, which comes from mining lead. So at one point, I've actually done a photo album on the Grassington lead mine. If you want to check that out, it's Lancashire Lead on Facebook, just Lancashire Lead Photography. But this place actually mined lead from drifts that they went into the rock, followed the seams in, and the one we're going to is a really good example of a nice lead mine. We can actually get in it still. Like I say, we'll follow the river down. And on the way up, I've just driven through a film set. I think they were filming All Creatures Great and Small. Everybody's in like 1930s clothing and old cars everywhere and stuff, and they've got roadworks up, and I've just driven right through. So yeah, I might be on. I don't think I'll be on telly, but nice to see anyway. Everybody filming and whatnot. Right, anyway, less jabbering. Let's get looking for crystals. I'll bring you back on the first one. Right, so I've just found this one. Although it doesn't look much at the minute, that'll clean up lovely. It'll have a clearness to it as well. It's got a little bit of quartz here, but that should be kind of clear looking quartz. Just see the light coming through that top end. It's covered in a bit of muck, but we'll take them down to the river. We'll give them a quick wash off, and I'll show you what they look like when they're partially cleaned. But then I'll do a proper clean up at the end as well. Right, let's keep looking. Looks like somebody else has been here as well. You see this little pile of crystals? What they'll be doing is they'll be tapping them off and taking the clear parts, knocking the quartz off. So there should be crystals here. Like I say, I do have one in my pocket already, and there is some lovely quartz just sat on the surface. But that's not what we came for. So let's keep looking. We'll work our way over this back end. You see this? That's actually calcite from the lead ore. So that's what they would have been chasing. Stuff that looked like that. And on this little trip, I have actually brought the. Sorry, let me get behind this banking. It's a bit windy up this way. There we go. I've brought the UV torch as well, because fluorite, as in its name, is fluorescent. It glows under UV light, proper UV light, and it comes out like a bright purple colour. So once we get down to the darker parts of the mine, I've got torches and stuff. I've got a hard hat for safety. We should be able to spot a few crystals on the floor or in the walls. So we'll bring you back for that one. I'm going to work my way around this banking. You see all this quartz just behind me? It's literally strewn with it all the way down here. And we'll work our way down the valley and then up into Gill lead mine. I'll bring you back. So I've just found this piece. You can see how it's formed now. So we've got the rock, then we've got your matrix, which is started the calcification. Then you've got your crystal formations on top. Although that's just quartz, that's how it's structured. So that would have been the rock wall, and the quartz on the outside, facing into the mine. But it's just strewn everywhere. There's literally stuff everywhere. It's so hard to see at the minute. But we'll keep hunting. Let's keep going. Right, so I've just done my normal thing, talking to the camera for 10 minutes, not press record. So notice this here. Looks like there's a seam, because I've just been trying to get over this stone. I looked at the water here, and there's two crystals quartz, but clear quartz. Look how clear that is. And also that one. A little bit of yellowing on, but they've been in the river for God knows how long. So what they must have done is rolled down off the seams and just gone in. They were literally just in there. So we'll spend a little bit of time here actually, and we'll wash that one I've just found up there. This one has my heart out on the float. So it's not the cleanest, but you can see like the lines there. You can see the quartz and the separation into the clear. Just see it on the edge there at the top. There's better stuff than that around here, so we'll not burden ourselves with that. But we'll keep looking. But if you look in the middle here, there's loads of. See? Crystals. Just big chunks of it. Just put your hand in water and just pull crystals out. Although it's a bit dirty, they are proper lovely little crystals actually. There'll be a little bit of milky quartz, but there'll be some in here that won't be. We'll chuck them back because I know we'll get better where we're going. We'll get better stuff. This is just an example. Right, let's get over this style, stop messing around. We'll get down into Gill and I'll bring you back. So just stopping for a little drink because it's a hot day. Just thought I'd do my bit and just say, you know, just keep hydrated. Obviously, it's red hot. You can see it's red hot. My face is all red. So I brought some of these with me out of my army ration pack. It's a 45 gram energy drink powder, but it's full of electrolytes and bits of nutrients and stuff. Do you know when you're sweating and you lose salts and stuff like that? So it's good for rehydrating. And one sachet into 500 ml of water. That's actually really nice, really refreshing. And I've got another bottle of water for the brew kit, which we're going to do it in the mine, but we'll do it outside in the shade. I don't really want to start messing with open flames in the mine if there's any gases in there or anything. So just bear that in mind if there's anything leaching out the rocks, and you never know, could be flammable. Yeah, so this is Gill. You won't be able to really see that much because the sun's really harsh, but see all these weather-beaten trees and how they're bent and shaped. They're actually ash trees, these. You can tell by the black nibs on the end of the branches before they get the leaves. And it's one way to tell in winter as well, if you're ever unsure. Always check the barks, and surefire way of telling that's an ash, because always they have a black nub at the end of the bark. And on ash trees you get King Alfred cakes, which are the little tinder fungus. So we'll keep a lookout for that as well, mate. If I can, try and collect some, and I'll try and add that to my next camp video when I do one. Right, any enough waffle. Let's get some crystals found. So you'll notice the riverbed's completely dry. That's because just back up there, just where the trees are, there was a hole in the ground and the river ran down into it. So this part of the stream, not a single bit of water's come down this far. So it must be a pretty big hole or an old mine. It was just on this side of the banking, just where these rocks is here. So I'm thinking there's either an old seam there or a cavity worn by the water through the limestone. But yeah, it's bone dry, and I'm actually walking down it, so it makes my life easy looking for crystals. Let's keep our eyes peeled, and I'll bring you back if we find anything. So this is the main part of Troller's Gill. This is a gorge. Just past this gorge, we should be able to turn right and up into the mines. I'm sorry if it's a bit windy. It's like a bit of a wind tunnel. There's a bit of a cave over there, which is going to put my head in. So we're actually still on the old riverbed. So I'm just being extra cautious, because obviously it moves underfoot and it's a little bit uneven. Like. Yeah, but they're starting to notice a bit more mineralisation on the rocks down there. So hopefully we can find some nice crystals as we'll get further in. Right. So this is what we're going to have a look at first. Then we're just going to work our way down and then back up this side here. Completely dry. I don't know if you can make out the pick marks where they must have been chasing minerals in this face and dug it in. That's where it's come from. And this probably would have been a nice little waterfall when it was flowing up, but there's no water in it today, so we can traverse it. Just got to be careful on this limestone, because it can be really slippy, almost like glass once it's been worn down. Bit more crystal there, and a little bit of a pocket. In fact, yeah, we'll keep going. And the little river just springs out again. So that's Troller's Gill back there, and this little stream's just sprung up out of the ground again. So it must force it underground and follows some natural waterways. take that time to wash off and have a bit of a refresh. And I think this is the path out now we want to take back up to the mine. So that was Troller's Gill, guys. Not necessarily much crystallisation in the water down there. All the rocks were the same colour, so you can't really pick them out. But we'll go to the lead mine, and I know we'll get some there because they're everywhere. This is actually a nice little place. Actually, there's just a tiny little bit of flat ground here that support a tent really well. Nice bit of fresh water. Obviously, it springs underground. It's come through natural rock, so filtered. So yeah, nice. Right, onto the mine. Let's crack on. So we're up out of the valley, back across there behind them trees, and we're here. Lead mine's just there, right here. There's a bit of a stamp mill in front, but looks like the farmer's been dumping his cack here. Someone's had a camp and tons of broken glass everywhere. I'm a little out of breath actually, it's bloody hot. It's a red hot day. Keeping myself hydrated though, so that's the main thing. We'll have a little rest in shade, and then we'll get into the mine. But just outside the mine, where the old stamp press is, you find a couple here. So we'll have a little look on camera. Well, I've got you out. Roll a barbed wire. I'm sure that's healthy fit sheep. We'll go up this way. And that's our way in, guys. Right, I'll bring you back inside. Right, so nice and cool in here. I don't think I even need to stress how dangerous this is. Playing in lead mines, or any mines, isn't a smart thing to do. Or whatever. I've been in this mine quite a few times, so I'm pretty comfortable with it. It's I know my limits. I know how far I want to go. Now I'm not going to go all the way to the back. All the way to the back, it's flooded anyway. There's a small ladder up onto a ledge, and then another ladder up onto another ledge. I've been that far before. It's really, really slippy down that back end. I'm by myself, so I don't want to risk that today. I'm literally just going to show you this. I'll take you as far as the light goes. I'll take you as far as them beams at the back there. But you see the crystallization on the walls. That, guys, is all crystal deposits. See it all? So what you can do is, if you scratch around, just in this muck here, you find the crystals. Now these are just little small ones, but there is actually really nice big ones in here as well. And that's what we're hunting for, is that one there. No, that's a little bit of thing. Now last time I came there were a sheep, like I say, yeah, there were a sheep in here. It'd fallen through from the cracks above. Unfortunately, it landed on where the crystals, some of the crystal beds are. So this is what's remaining. You could just see that you can make out the wool. Someone's taken the skull, I think. There was a skull there with horns on. So I think someone's taken that. But yeah, it's you've always got to have your wits about you. See that one? That's a. Hang on, I'll try and get a better thing for you. There you go. Crystals. But they're literally just everywhere. You can just pick them up. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll go a little bit further down. I'll have a scratch around in here. I'll show you about a bit, and we'll have a look what we found. See all this crystal sparkling? That's all mineralisation. That's one just giant wall of it. That's the mica. Sparkling. But you can literally just... that's the rock face. And that's the crystal mineralisation growing on top. People literally just come and smash it off. There you go, it's everywhere. Just one big wall of crystal. Quartz, fluorite. Calcium builds up. And what we want is, see how people have been chipping it off there. Right? They've been chipping it like that. And it just breaks away. I don't really want to start destroying it. So we'll just do a little bit of surface hunting for now and then see what we can find. Just big sheets of it like that. Oh, so that's fluorite there. You can see the little squares. That's actually a nice little piece. We'll take that and clean that. There's another piece there. Now, I didn't bring a bag with me, so I've only got my pockets for now. So we don't want to be taking absolutely tons, or else we'll not be able to carry it back. So that's one big chunk. It's one big chunk of crystal growing on rock. That's another piece. You see the vein. There's vein running right through there. In fact, you could probably see how it just powders. Yeah, there's literally bits of crystal everywhere. It's just all over the place. You can see where people have been down breaking it off. So there's not just me coming for crystals, there's actually other people as well. There's another piece there. So this, these are actually fluorspar crystals. I'll try and get you a close up. And you can see So there you go. See how it grows in little perfect cubes. That's first bar. Growing on a matrix. That's a nice little area. I'll take that. I'll take this piece. I'll take this piece. You see how it's perfect little cubes? So that's first bar. Now, you can get a few different types of first bar. You can get ones that fluoresce and ones that don't fluoresce. Purples, blues, all kinds of stuff. So I've just hit it with UV torch. It's not actually going that well, but we'll take those two, and we'll. Wow, look at that! That's broken off top. That, see this big rub boulder. We'll try and hit it with torch. Yeah, that's come from above us. That. Don't want to be here when that comes down. That's for sure. We'll chuck a bit of UV light around. See if anything goes up at dark. No, nothing, because I didn't have it on. Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing in here reacting to it, so. Yeah, we'll stick that away. It's no good, obviously. We'll just use our eyes, guys, eh? But yeah, it's a nice little piece, that. And I've got some more in my pockets. I don't know why I'm whispering. And there's a really annoying bug in here. You can hear it buzzing around. But yeah, it goes all the way down there. You got your little supports up there. Goes all the way up to the surface. That's why it's dangerous when you walk across these fields, you know, when it's like open mine shafts. You just never know where you're stepping or what you're stepping onto. There's a nice little cluster here, see this? Nice little cluster there. I don't know if I can get that off without properly damaging it, but we'll have a go. Oh. That were easy. Nice little cluster of crystals there. Look. Yeah, like I say, I don't really want to spend as much, you know, any more time than I have to in here. Like I say, I'm by myself. I normally have at least two people with me. Always two. One down in the mine with you, and one waiting outside just in case. Because if it comes down on all of us, there's no point. So you've always got two in the mine and a spotter. Every time I've come, I brought two people, but it's just me and myself today. So, like I say, I really don't want to have to spend any more time than I have to down here. Very nice piece. There you go. There's another piece, just a big chunk again. Big chunks of crystal everywhere. But it looks like it's all dropping off from above us. It's all fresh falls. That'll been that wind and rain. We had a few. Well, it's been a couple of months now, but it erodes, causes weather damage. There's another nice little cluster there. First bar, you see the purple in it at the top. That's what I'm after. That's perfect. It's just like I say, just crystal everywhere. There's a big piece there. Look at that. Right. I think I've got enough now anyway for a roundup. So we'll make our way back to entrance. We'll make a brew. Oh, we'll put a rabbit on. Little rabbit skeleton there. And yeah, we'll make our way back to entrance. We'll have a brew, and we'll see what we found. So we're up out of the mine, guys. It's back there. I could take my hat off. I'll show you what we found. So look at that. That's a lovely first bar termination. Square on the edge on a bit of matrix. That'll clean up beautifully. We had a couple of little clusters. That one. That one. A big chunky one, which is still full of muck, but we'll clean it off. That'll be beautiful. This one just coming out there. Just make that out. That's the one that I found in the river. It's polished up in my pocket. That's called a termination. That would have been the end of the crystal there. But you see how square they are. That's what I mean with first bar. It's very square. As you can see there, little first bar crystals. The big one there, nice and clear. That'll clean up nice and clear. That's a bit of calcite. Just wanted to show you the calcite and how brittle it is. And that's what's clinging all over the wall, so you see how it just crumbles. Where's that one? There's that one. Nice and glassy. Yeah, it wouldn't do too bad. There's a couple of little like children's bracelet things in there as well. I don't know if they've been chucked down from the top or if someone had been taking the kids in a mine. It's a little bit silly if you are. It's not really a place for kids. And then just see like little pieces of how it's been mined and worked. How clear and glassy they are. They clean up beautifully. Right, brew time. So today's brew kit is a Coleman gas stove. Little BRS camping stove under there. It's very tiny. Only weighs about 28 grams. We'll get some water in. And the brew of choice is an army ration pack coffee. And a creamer. Yeah, what a day to be out up at Dales, just chilling out. That gorge was lovely. I could spend a bit of time in there actually. A couple of nice little camping spots and camping ideas. So might come back and visit that. Obviously not in the winter, maybe in a couple of weeks. We'll come back while it's still dry and put a little camp up in there. The only thing I'm worried about is flash floods. If it rains, obviously it's bone dry, so it's just gonna skate right off the top. It won't soak in. But there is actually a few more seams around here besides this one I've just been in. This is Gill. There's another one just across the valley here. I'll show you. Just there. Right there, up that little thing. There's another one just there. And that literally runs right through the rock and down into Gill. I've actually been and had a look at that one, but it's a bit steep. The entrance is really steep, and you can't. It's not worth the risk if you slip and break an ankle. You're stuck in there, you know. It's literally just wide enough for a man to fit through. Maybe if you're an experienced caver, but I'm not, so we'll give that a miss. But yeah, I just want to reiterate that playing in mines isn't cool, clever. I mean, I've been down this one a few times, and it is. I want to say it's relatively safe, but it's not. There's always rocks falling after bad weather. Obviously, you've seen sheep fall through from the top. There's holes in the top of the grass. They've had a major collapse by the door. If you look at some of the images on Google Images, you'll see that door was actually fit and bolt into place. But the collapse has come down and buckled it. So yeah, it is a dangerous place. It's not somewhere you want to take lightly. You've always got to have your wits about you. And the moment you take it for granted, it's just going to bite you in the ass. You've got to be on your game all the time, being aware of what's around you. Any little noise, any little rock slip, you know, you've got to be aware. That lighting's terrible, isn't it? Sorry. There, that's better. I'll put you down there. In fact, I'll just hold you out. Yeah, so that's where we came from. Just behind me there. We're just going to chill and have a brew by this rock and soak a bit of the sun rays up and get back to the car. Might go back down to the river and maybe have a dip. Wash some of these crystals and have a little photograph of what I found. Some of them are alright, some of them will clean up lovely, some are just bits. I didn't really bring any scrapey tools with me today because I was trying to carry lightly. I had like 2 or 3 bottles of water with me, so that took all my weight limits up. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Well, I'll bring you back later when I've cleaned these finds, and we'll see what they turn out like. See you in a bit. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the roundup. So these are all the finds from the lead mine. Right, let's go through them. So we've got a bunch of smalls, and I'll do it in front of the lantern. So you can see the crystal structures there. Perfect little cubes. Just make out the squareness. So that's a typical fluorspar. Nice and glassy. Which one next? These two are the river finds. So they're just clear quartz, those ones. And this one. A bit more quartz for you there. See how clear that one is. And that's a little termination. So that's the top of a quartz crystal. Right, let's move on to some bigger ones, shall we? try and illuminate it from above, I think. Yeah, it's probably not going to work that way. We'll try it from below so you can see them better. There we go. So you see there's crystal structures just there. Perfect little squares. That's on a matrix, and that one's double-sided. That one's crystals both sides, with a matrix running through the middle. So you can see the matrix, which is this bit at the bottom, which is like the bit it's growing out of. And a nice big crystal growing on top there. We've got this one, which is more like it's almost like a geode is this one. Let me get some proper light on it. There you go. There you go. So you can just see the crystal structures in there. You flip it over, and it's just full, tiny little squares. Perfect little crystals. Now they do grow bigger than this. These are just like smaller examples, which I took in a curry. Not in a curry, in a hurry. Obviously, like I say, I was by myself. If I were with somebody else, I'd have took my time and looked for some bigger specimens. But these are decent little ones. There's that one, and there's this one. You can just see the crystals there. It needs a bit more soaking because this has got like iron deposits on. And then there's this one, which I'll sit by the light and then we'll go over it. So you can make out all the crystals on this one. This is quite a chunky little piece. But again, it's iron deposits everywhere, so there's a little bit of purple showing in the middle of this, so it's definitely a fluorspar. Just needs a bit more soaking, does this one. A nice big chunk of a sandy matrix there. It's almost like a calcium deposit. But yeah, that'll be nice when it's properly cleaned. Nice big chunky crystals. See that? Yeah, so there we go. That's the finds from the lead mine. What I'll do with the smaller ones, I'll probably put them in a few little glass vials and stick them up on the Etsy store. The bigger ones, I'll probably just sell them as is, big chunks. Maybe give a few to a friend. I know she might want some. If you're watching, you know you are. And yeah, if you like what you see, then like and subscribe. Leave me a comment, share it about. It's all free, just takes a little bit of your time, that's all. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.